Welcome back to my channel. This is Joy. Number 6 for Luffy profile. This number 6 it might be perhaps the most astonishing, surprising, interesting point that makes really Luffy stands out from the crowd of all these other characters in One Piece and also in the manga shonen history, I think. What is it? Is it the fact that Luffy never judged people by their past? Look for his crew. This crew, his whole crew, is an example of this. Is a big sample of this absence of judgment. No bias affects Luffy. Never, never. It will never change this fact. Why is so standing out this fact? Because it will never change. Is peculiar of Luffy's character and personality. Let's start. Luffy did not mind at all if Zoro was considered a demonic beast by his first mate Kabi in chapter 3, or Nami, who robbed his ship, a sneaky thief, by her own crew. By her own crew, she was considered a thief. I mean, Arlong crew in chapter 50. And Usopp, a big liar by his own villagers. Usopp, you might forget, but he was considered one of the most kiddish and childish liars, sneaky liars in his own village. Luffy genuinely ignored Sanji's dismissive attitude and prompt refusal in Sanji's debut, Volume 5. From the very offbeat start, chapter 218, I don't want to leave me here. He did not believe 1 second in Nico Robin's bad reputation and threats. Chapter 339. He even fought Frankie on full blast in chapter 336, the man responsible not for only his money loss, his first big money loss, the crew loss, but most importantly for Usopp's wounds, and he asked even him to join the crew just a few chapters later. Lastly, he showed to be curious and positively surprised rather than afraid or suspicious of Chopper's and Brooks' freaking appearance. 20 years spent in the darkness as a demon, Robin, chapter 435, of 50 years of wandering solitude, Brooke, chapter 442. They really do not matter at all to Luffy, to him. What about the past of Jinbei? He's the fisherman who has been a loyal fisher tiger's friend and comrade against humans trade. He was a vengeful, he was a rageful character, Jinbei. For a long time, and after that he played a big role in the establishment as warlord and also as a big mom's pirate. Regardless of all things above, Luffy has not only asked him to join his crew and been refused, chapter 649, but since then he had been strongly longing for him until the fateful day of chapter 863. Well, over 200 chapters later, Luffy was waiting. He asked him for his membership, for his fruitful friendship on board. Jinbei, Robin the Demon, Brook, the Jerk Skeleton. This inhuman or rather childlike trait, because all adults sooner or later judge others of him, as we have seen, it belongs to Luffy from the beginning. And we can trust the author that will never change. Even after 1,000 chapters and turns of events, it will never change. A little. Just consider for instance the old arc of Whole Cake Island, when even before the incredible Sanji's about phase, after being ruined and rejected multiple times, he could not raise a single hand against his hex cook and by a single word spitted out by now Windsmoke Snake. Check chapter 844. Why so? If this complete absence of prejudice and memory towards others is a common trait of a shonen protagonist, like Son Goku, Anamichi Sakuragi, as you can see, or Gon Freaks in Hunter x Hunter, will Luffy and this unterminate journey become something more complex? Let's find out why. Luffy as a child has apparently no society bonds and burdens, no preconception and ideas shaped by community, as all we are in. What is called a mentality from social studies, right? Or history of mentality. Mm. Besides, he did not have parents, so also no prefixed models of good and bad, for example, to follow. This is one of the main reasons of his impulsiveness and naiveness. Yet he is not a child. Not anymore. He's a pirate now, in fact, who meets other inconsiderate pirates and thugs, who witnesses evil deeds every day and acts against them. He has to choose now, more and more carefully, who to help and to trust, what to do and what not, quicker and quicker. He's now responsible for the lives of his crewmates, especially after the time skip. He should judge more and more, yet it doesn't. It does not. You can see here when he met the first time Rebecca, he entrusted her and um, and told her that he would help her no matter what, even if he didn't know anything about that. Rebecca was in prison. He has acted as gladiator. On the panel on the right, we see Luffy siding with Buggy in prison and Mr. Two. He was responsible basically for their escape and their lives. Sorry. If Mr. Two died, it was and would have been Luffy fault. Only Luffy fault. That's why for plot armors he didn't die. But if he was really dead because the escape plan, the rough escape caused by Luffy, because of helping Luffy to escape actually, Mr. Two is the one, the savior of Luffy in that case, in Impel Down. If it was not because of all the Luffy breaking the prison in, he would have been nicely staying there, eating his one meal a day in level 5, level 4. Okay, let's move on and stop with the funny part. That specific perception and way to move must be here analyzed and taken seriously as a fundamental trait which goes together with his courage, beliefs, and dreaming aspect. Oda wants to show us that Luffy is different from others, actually from anyone else in the story, even from his own Nakama, although they show certain similarities, for instance, good morals and have gone through big change after joining the crew exactly towards the captain's coordinates. Because Luffy is and must be the hero in a way, in a potpourri of epic poetry and Japanese tradition. Okay, potpourri is mixed. He won't prejudge anyone, even in critical situation and under pressure. If that might sound stupid and dangerous, it is certainly extreme and ridiculous in the One Piece world. However, it has its own benefits. For example, it is also thanks to this unbiased attitude. If strangers join his causes, enemies become soon friends or even great followers. And if I wrote point 1, 2, 3, and 4 about his personality, bravery, dreaming, and charisma are all parts and enhanced and strictly connected to this aspect that is unique of his personality. He is never judging others. Okay, Luffy is Luffy. He is unique. We can see here, for example, who else could do that? Who else could punch Celestial Dragon in public during an audition? Who else could at the same time punch for nothing, basically. In that circumstance, for nothing is a bad word. Is a big word. I mean, Vivi, when she got punched at the beginning of when she said my dream is never to stop this war without any loss and without any death. And Luffy punched her and said, this even for me as a dreamer is impossible. You need to accept that someone is going to die for this war against Crocodile, okay? Because Crocodile is a kind of army, is powerful enough to destroy the whole country. So here, Luffy punching Vivi in Alabasta, in the Alabasta Desert, and they just landed there, was incredibly interesting and at the same time surprising. But the more we watch these kind of things, we learn from this that Luffy is unique and he acts in his own way. He's, that's why we cannot judge a hero because the hero can do things that other people cannot do. Okay, let's move on. His companion trusts him and will always do because he is free from any sentiment of revenge, free from cold calculation, free from others' opinion and judgmental words. And because of that, also his nakama are are free to move, act, and judge. Yes, they can see and judge on their own and decide what to do without asking Luffy or obeying to his orders, as Sanji demonstrated well more than once, especially. Actually, he really owed something, Luffy, we are talking about. That's also why Luffy can get out very often from troubles and gets 90% of cases the best luck ever because he's pretty free to do and whatever he wants. And he also doesn't give order to his comrades most often, for now. For most of the story, yes. I mean, 90% of the story. Because especially in the second part of the series, his mates constantly work the way around for him. Constantly work the way around for him. Mind these words. Thanks to his friends, he can keep going and being free until the day of Pirates King will come. Kaizoku, I like to say. And everything is going to change in that day. Guys, are you ready for that day? I'm not. I'm not. Enemies, rules of the game, and responsibilities. Everything will change. It's going to be a huge spoiler for you, this. When everything changes, a huge spoiler like what happened to Buggy there. Go nuts. And here, a good Dugongo will change his relationship with Dugongo too. Stay tuned for joy. This was point 6. Luffy never judged people from their past, no matter who is fronting him. Now that the video is over, we can relax and go to read One Piece, the Book of D by Joe. You can find it on Amazon platform and I think in Kindle also. You can buy it on Kindle and just read up on your laptop or on your smartphone. There is a readable version, I guess, digital version. It's Kindle. I self-published this one that is a sum up, saga by saga. There is a sum up. There's a lot of information on One Piece, and also all the points I'm giving. I'm recording here for you. Okay, I'm giving away. Basically, I'm giving them away. That's what I use give. Okay, I like giving away everything. I hope you learn more and you enjoy, you discover more about One Piece, of course, and go to read the new chapter, the old chapters, and read the manga, okay? The One Piece, the Book of the. You can type it in the Amazon search engine. Okay, bye bye.